Hi, I'm Paco, and you're watching Babbage Books. Hey guys, today we're going to be filming my May TBR, and very excited for May. It will be pulling, because I have some books, like book club books and stuff like that I have to read. I will be pulling 4 prompts from my prompt jar, and then I will be pulling 2 from my this jar. So let's see what we're gonna read, shall we? So for my prompt, I'm gonna pull them, and then I will come back with the picks. Okay, so the first one we have is a book from my last haul. So the book I bought basically in the month of, because I'm not doing hauls anymore, this is basically a book I bought this month in April. So for May, it'll be in April. One of the older books on my shelf, or a video book that's been in my TBR the longest. Okay. Ooh, flower on the cover. Okay. First book on Goodreads, but I don't like it, so I'm pulling again because I'm not in a Goodreads mode of reading something randomly. So I get one repull each month. I decided this. My channel. Ooh, okay, a book with a Chosen One plot. Okay, I just read one with a Chosen One plot this month, but I can do that. Okay, so now we're gonna do my fairy pulls. Now I do have some books in here I've already read from past months because of reasons. So let's see if I pull any. We got 2. Okay, The Gods Below, fun. And then, okay, Sword Catcher. I don't hate those picks. Okay. So we got 2 of my fairy loot books here. And I'll come back when I pick my prompts. With my picks from my prompts. And we're back. Okay, so now I have all the books that I'm going to read. So we're going to first go over my book club books, which I have 3 book club books. 2 I don't own, 1 I have. So for my IRL book club, I go with my library. I will be reading the Other World Post. I forget the author's name at the moment, but it's here. And this is it's a YA book about a girl who I believe her father is wrongly committed for a crime. And she has to serve on this post to try to some way solve it. That's all I really know. I know this is the same author of Hotel Magnifique, which we also read for this book club a year or 2 ago whenever that book came out. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. So I'm intrigued to see what I like about this one. So the next book is for a bookstore or book club I try to go to when I can, and that will be, and this is a fantasy science fiction. We are reading the volume 1 of the Murderbot series. I don't know what 2 stories this is for collects, but this is what we were reading. All I know is Murderbot is a cozy, cozy sci-fi about a android that rather watch its shows than help people, but it has to. So, and I know there's a TV show that's gonna be coming out that I will be checking out, as well as because I read the series, the first 2 volumes. The first volume, which is a bind up of the first 2 novellas. So I'll be enjoying that. So the last book club book I have is for my friend one with me, Princess Jazz, Helen, Lynn, and Jen. I believe it's everybody. And we will be reading The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. This is a cozy fantasy about a fortune teller who she has basically she is immigrated into this other place, and she makes a living by telling fortunes, and then I guess people come to her for help for something, is all I really know about it. This was a fairy loot pick, and it also fits a prompt for the Reddit challenge. That was a big motivator for the books I picked for these prompts that I did. This book just was not for the prompts, but it fits, but it was for the book club thing. I don't know why I repeated myself like that. So the next book we have is, if you saw the fairy loot earlier, you saw me pull 2 names. The first one I have is Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. This follows a boy named Kel, and he is a sword catcher, so he's basically looks just like the prince, and he's like put out in places to be like a bodyguard to the prince, because if someone tries to assassinate the prince, they're really assassinating him. So he's like a human shield for the prince. And it also follows a girl from a like ethnic group that is mistreated in this giant city, and she is a healer, and I believe she has magic. That's all I really know about the series. I enjoy somewhat of Alexander Clare's writing, like The Infernal Devices, chef's kiss. So I'm intrigued to get to this, and then maybe get the sequel if that's available from Fairy Loop. The next Fairy Loop pick you saw was Andrea Stewart's The Gods Below. This is a new series about two sisters, and there is these gods that rule, and these sisters are like, and there's, I guess, there's an uprising against the gods, and these sisters are pooled in between it somehow. That's all I really know. I am excited to read more of Andrea Stewart because her Bone Shard Daughter trilogy is a part of one of my 4 series I will be reading this year, and so it's fun that I'll be reading more from her. This also will fit a Reddit prompt for me. This will fit the overthrowing, something like that, prompt. And Teller Small Fortunes does like a in a stranger in a strange land prompt. Okay, so now we get to our like my actual prompt cards I pulled. So, well, before we do that, actually, I also, if you know, I am doing a series. I have, like I said, kind of mentioned earlier, I have 4 series I'm trying to read this year, and I knocked out the first series, which you guys will be seeing a review of that series. And I will be starting the next one, which I will be rereading The Jasmine Throne, because the next series I will be working on is The Burning Kingdom, and so I've got to reread The Jasmine Throne. I really enjoyed this when I first read it, but it's been a couple years, and I want to reread the first one before I get into the sequel and the third one. But this follows 2 girls. One is a princess that is sent to this, like, basically convent. It's not really a convent, but that's kind of the vibe, by her brother, the new king. And the other follows one of the ladies working there, and she has some, like, shit of her own. And I really enjoyed this when I read it, so I'm very excited to get to it. Okay, so now we have 2, 3, 4, 5 books. So wait, we have one more book before we do my prompts. Another book I am reading this month, I am buddy reading the Serpent and Dove series with Helen and Princess. And this month in April, we read Serpent and Dove, or reading. And in May, we are reading Blood and Honey, the sequel. If you don't know what Serpent and Dove is about, it's one of my favorite series. It follows the witch Lou as she is trying to escape some shit from her past. She ends up having to try to marry a witch hunter, and he doesn't know she's a witch, and shit goes from there. Really love the series, so I'm excited to get to it. I'm like currently reading the first one. I just started it. Chef's kiss. Okay, now we get to the books of the prompts. So, the first book I have here is a book that was gotten in my last haul. I took that to mean a book I bought the last month to the TBR. So if the TBR is for May, it's a book bought in April. If it's a book, so there. So I got this month Enchantra by Kylie Smith. This is the sequel to Phantasma. This follows the main character's sister as she gets into her own shenanigans, and I'm very excited to get to this. I loved Phantasma. I really enjoyed Kylie Smith's writing, and this fits. This is going to be the book for my TBR, the Reddit bingo board TBR prompt, where it fits the prompt for a book that came out in 2025. The next book is the oldest on my TBR, and I, who made this game and get to decide what these prompts mean, a book that's been from, this book is not the oldest. I don't know if it's on my oldest on my TBR shelf, but I've had this book in so many TBR videos, and I haven't read it, and it's legit. If I don't read it, I have to get rid of it. And that is going to be Light Lark by Alex Astor. I don't really know what this book's about, but I've been told that it's like, if you like these books, you'll like it, and that's all I really know it's about. I believe there's sirens, some kind of sirens involved, and I just need to finally get to it. This might be the first book I start next month, just so I can finally get this book read. The next book I have on this this TBR is The Maid and the Crocodile by Jordan Fuego. This fits the prompt of books with flowers on the cover, because if you look, what's she got in her crown? Flowers. So Maid and the Crocodile follows Small Sade, she needs a job, and she ends up working for this alligator god, or crocodile god. It's all I really know. It's supposed to be comp to A Howl's Moving Castle, and I'm very excited. I love Jordan Fuego's other work. This takes place in the Ray Bear world, so I'm very excited to it. I was really excited when it came out. I don't know why I haven't gotten to it yet, so there's that. And the last book prompt was a book with a chosen one, and for that, I will be reading This Ends in Embers, which is the sequel to So Let Them Burn, which is about two sisters. One was the chosen one, that chosen by the gods to help save them, and the other was like her sister, a regular fighter, and they had freed their country in this war, and then years later a dragon from the enemy country bonds with her sister. And so that was book 1. This is book 2. This wraps up the duology, and I'm very excited to read it. Whew. So that is what I am reading in April. That is what I'm reading in May. Very excited for this TBR. I went a lot of back and forth mentally before I filmed it, if I was going to do prompts or not. But I'm kind of glad I did, because I was able to get books that I wasn't expecting to read. So there's that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.